The feds are allegedly looking into every death connected to Diddy, Kim Porter, Aaron Carter, and now Brittany Murphy. Brittany Murphy's death from pneumonia in 2009, followed by her husband's death from the same disease just 5 months later, wasn't just an unfortunate coincidence. Allegedly, it was all part of a plan designed to get rid of people who might have dirt on Diddy. As we peel back the layers of all these seemingly accidental deaths, one word keeps coming back up: pneumonia. How is that every time a celebrity decides to step away from Diddy, they end up passing away from pneumonia?
She was an actress with big potential. Then Brittany Murphy died young. Well, now a new HBO Max documentary is looking into the star's troubled final years.
It's your first look at the blockbuster documentary that reveals new chilling information about the mysterious death of actress Brittany Murphy.
I met this guy who's so totally amazing.
The former It Girl, known for the films Clueless, 8 Mile, and for dating Ashton Kutcher, died in her home at age 32.
Media and paparazzi surrounded the home that she shared with her husband, Simon Monjack.
I'm a happy type person. I smile a lot.
She's a Scorpio. What else do you need to know?
I'm a double Scorpio.
Double Scorpio.
She evidently collapsed in the bath.
Brittany Murphy was allegedly dating Ashton Kutcher, while Ashton was still married to Demi Moore. Ashton even told Diddy about this and how he was worried about getting caught. At the time, Brittany had just finished filming Just Married with Ashton, and this is when Ashton introduced her to Diddy. For the next few years, Ashton and Brittany would allegedly date in secret, and it was only in 2005 that this affair ended. 2 years later, Brittany married her husband Simon, who was lucky. It would have been a scam artist around this same time Diddy started dating Cassie. Then in 2009, a few weeks after Diddy's 40th birthday party, Brittany allegedly died of pneumonia.
I've never seen a case where a young wife dies and 5 months later, a youngish husband dies, basically from the same underlying factors.
Not only the same underlying factors, but even the couple's final hours alive are eerily similar. The night Brittany died, she passed out twice.
Eventually, I got to the point where she had told her mother, Sharon, "Mommy, I'm dying, I'm going to die."
To me, that is alarming that a mother would ignore those requests for help, those cries for help from her own daughter.
I was around Ashton Kutcher and Diddy before, and they were speaking about Brittany Murphy. And I don't think I ever told this story, and I'm about to tell this story here. While he was married to Demi Moore, he was still sneaking around seeing Brittany Murphy. You understand? We were going to Nets game, so we picked him up, and he was explaining to Diddy that every time he goes to Brittany's house, paparazzi always catches him or almost catch him coming out her apartment or coming out the building. Diddy was telling him that's either the doorman or your security, you know what I'm saying? And he was still married to Demi Moore at the time. So you could have something, you could be right. Cause it's crazy how they said her and Kim and some other individual with them around them all died of pneumonia and they were in perfect health.
It just gave me the shivers, that, because how can these two people be around the same people but die of the same death? Is it a case of the stories that are going to expose them of, they become a threat?
Now to the latest Hollywood mystery. The husband of actress Brittany Murphy has been found dead just 5 months after her own passing. CBS News correspondent Michelle Miller has the details. Good morning.
Good morning, Harry. Well, some would say that Simon Monjack was best known simply for being married to Brittany Murphy. Now he has followed her into death in an eerily similar way.
It was a marriage between a fading young star and an unknown screenwriter with a checkered past. Now, just 5 months after Brittany Murphy's tragic death from pneumonia and drug intoxication, her husband, Simon Monjack, has also died. The 39-year-old was found unconscious Sunday night in the same Hollywood Hills home where Murphy had gone into cardiac arrest December 20th. Ironically, Brittany Murphy's mother, Sharon, discovered the bodies of both her daughter and her son-in-law. A neighbor described the scene the night Murphy died.
They were putting tubes in her throat and trying to resuscitate her with paddles. And then her husband was here just wandering around and in his pajama bottoms, just looking completely dazed and shocked.
Months after Brittany's death, her husband died from the exact same symptoms, and no investigation was ever conducted. Keep in mind that these symptoms match what Kim Porter died with. Toxicology reports from the autopsy of Brittany Murphy showed that at the time of her death, Brittany Murphy had high levels of toxins and heavy metals in her blood. Even her father thinks that she was poisoned.
Actually passed away before Kim Porter's second autopsy report was finished. Ed Winters worked on people like Paul Walker, Tom Petty, Brittany Murphy, and Michael Jackson. And then I found out even something more crazy. So do you guys remember Harley Pasternak, the trainer that was CIA that Kanye talked about trying to off him and other celebrities like Aaron Carter?
Harley Pasternak followed me to the hotel. The nigga killed Aaron Carter, and now they acting like they won't clear the Backstreet Boys sample. You get what I'm saying? Harley Pasternak, Pusha, your trainer. Harley Pasternak, Jay-Z.
Harley Pasternak worked with Brittany Murphy before she passed away. Harley Pasternak claimed that Brittany Murphy's husband hired him to work with Brittany, but when she came into his gym, he was sure that she was under the influence of something. Yeah, right. And what makes everything even worse is the fact that Brittany Murphy dated Ashton Kutcher around the same time that he was best friends with Diddy. And it's been alleged for years that before Brittany Murphy passed away, she was getting ready to expose SA that was happening in Hollywood. And we know even though Ashton Kutcher was friends with Diddy, he worked at an organization for these SA child and women victims. That was up until 2023, until Ashton Kutcher decided to resign from Thorne because he sent a letter in support of Danny Masterson, basically discrediting all of his victims and saying how much of a great guy he was. So a man for years that sat on a board trying to help women and children, that was also friends with someone like Diddy, was dating Brittany Murphy, and she was allegedly getting ready to expose the industry in some things that she knew. And Harley Pasternak just so happened to be around her right before she passed away.
Everyone who speaks out against Diddy meets an unfortunate and untimely end. In an episode of Piers Morgan's Celebrity Bodyguard, Big Homie C said that he too was threatened for speaking out against Diddy. And it's not a coincidence that Kim Porter and Brittany Murphy passed away from pneumonia. Horrible. Things are happening behind the scenes.
997 was the address of the emergency.
1895 Rising Glen Road.
What's the phone number you're calling from? Tell me exactly what happened.
Oh, somebody's passed out.
Somebody what?
My daughter's passed out. We're doing mouth to mouth. Please get your friend,
okay.
please.
Okay. All right, we're going to. How old is your daughter?
She's 30. Please hurry.
She's 30? Okay, she's with you now?
Yes, there's someone coming.
Yeah, ma'am. You don't have to yell. We're going to send somebody out there, okay? Is she awake?
Please, no.
Is she breathing?
No.
Okay, so somebody's doing mouth to mouth?
Yes.
Okay. All right. Ma'am, did somebody see what happened?
No.
Okay, listen to me carefully. Is there a defibrillator available? Is there a defibrillator available?
Defibrillator, do we, Eddie? No.
Okay, listen to me carefully. We're on our way. I'm going to give you instructions. Are you right by her now?
Yes.
Are you right by her?
That puffy, if Kim Porter and Brittany Murphy really had pneumonia, then why didn't doctors find anything when they went for checkups before their deaths just a week before her death? Kim was checked out by some of the best doctors in the country, and in her autopsy report it is noted that they found nothing. How did Kim go from being completely fine to dying from something as serious as pneumonia? In less than a week, the anterior neck region, a small amount of blood was noted as issuing from the right, a small amount of white frothy. Sorry sputum was also noted issuing from the mouth. Oh, she had foam coming out of her mouth. What appeared to be a contusion was noted to the left upper arm, multiple small red dots, and what appeared to be a small contusion was noted to the right upper arm. What appeared to be small contusions were also noted to the bilateral posterior upper legs. Piercings were noted to the bilateral ears. Implants were noted to the bilateral breasts. A vertical line of discoloration was noted extending from the upper abdomen to the groin region. The back was unremarkable. No other scars, marks, or apparent signs of trauma or noted rigor was noted to be a 3. Throughout the body, lividity was fixed and appeared to be consistent with the decedent's position. Upon my arrival identification, Dina was positively identified as Kimberly Antoinette Porter, next of kin. They notified the son and other family members. Dina was not married. I spoke with Detective Pete at the scene, and he confirmed this information. Organ tissue procurement was not addressed with the family. An autopsy notification, it says. No exam notification was requested. According to Terrence Howard, the people who come after you in Hollywood do it from the shadows. They follow you, poison you, and plan your downfall without ever stepping in front of you. What we're seeing here isn't a coincidence. It's a carefully executed plan to get rid of obstacles.
Do you think that Diddy killed Kim Porter?
Absolutely.
Why?
Because of all the videotapes, because of the book, because of all the people she gave copies of her book to, or at least chapters, because of everything that she had on him, because of the tape that she used to blackmail him into a relationship and into a raise of him being sodomized by Andre Harrell. And I am not saying that allegedly, because I heard her and Kim Moore talking about it in the booth of the bathroom while snorting at the Kit Kat Club.
Well, Pierce, let me ask you a question. From your journalistic perspective, have you ever noticed how in this industry, people untimely meet their demise as soon as somebody else seems like they're having a problem? Have you ever seen that before?
Well, there was, of course, the case of one of his other ex-girlfriends, Kim Porter, who died of pneumonia at a very young age. You've just referenced your own situation with pneumonia that you believe was deliberate poisoning. Do you believe that may be what happened to her?
Why are so many people coming down with pneumonia? Why is that happening to everybody? What is that about? Where have you ever seen this many cases of pneumonia associated with one situation? So, you know.
There were rumors.
I'm not saying.
Well, I was going to mention on this that there have been rumors circulating online that Diddy may have poisoned Jamie Foxx, which caused his 2023 hospitalization. In his Netflix show, he compared Combs to the devil in revealing his near-death experience after a brain bleed and stroke. He said, I say this all the time. I saw the tunnel. I didn't see the light. It was hot in that tunnel. I thought, shit, have I gone to the wrong place? I looked at the end of the tunnel and I thought I saw the devil saying, come on. Or was that Puffy?
Hollywood forces actors and performers to use drugs and take part in freak-offs. Couch culture is just as rampant today as it was back in the Harvey Weinstein era. If these actors try to speak up, they're discredited and painted as crazy. Brittany Murphy's career was drying up before her death, and after Sin City in 2005, she couldn't land any major roles. Why was this? Why did producers not want to hire her anymore? Was it because she didn't agree to any couch castings?
Of the anterior neck region, a small amount of blood was noted issuing from the right nair. A small amount of white frothy sputum was also noted issuing from the mouth. Oh, she had foam coming out of her mouth? What appeared to be a contusion was noted to the left upper arm. Multiple small red dots and what appeared to be a small contusion was noted to the right upper arm. What appeared to be small contusions were also noted to the bilateral posterior upper legs. Piercings were noted to the bilateral ears. Implants were noted to the bilateral breasts. A vertical line of discoloration was noted extending from the upper abdomen to the groin region. The back was unremarkable. No other scars, marks, or apparent signs of trauma were noted. Rigor was noted to be a 3 throughout the body. Lividity was fixed and appeared to be consistent with the decedent's position upon my arrival. Identification. Decedent was positively identified as Kimberly Antoinette Porter. Next of kin, they notified the son and other family members. Decedent was not married. I spoke with Detective Patike at the scene and he confirmed this information. Organ tissue procurement was not addressed with the family, and autopsy notification, it says no exam notification was.
Oscar-nominated actor Terrence Howard left the film industry because he knew what goes on behind closed doors. Couch casting and sexual favors are what this industry is built on, and Diddy's arrest and the tapes he recorded prove all of this. Recently, on an episode of the Patrick Bet David podcast, Terrence Howard revealed that he said no to some of the biggest roles of his career just so he could protect his integrity. Diddy wanted to have sex with Terrence, but Terrence had principles. I get it. So you see some guys struggling.
Listen, before y'all talk about me, y'all need to talk to me. You see, once upon a time, if a man questioned another man's honor, he didn't do it from the shadows. He had to do it out in the open, with his name, his chest out, and his chin high. not hiding behind a keyboard or tucked behind editing clips of fair use disclaimers. You see, citing Section 107 of the Copyright Act does not give you free rein to defame, misrepresent, or harm others' reputation. Fair use is not a shield for character assassination. So here's the simple truth. If you take my words, my image, my ideas, and twist them to feed your fear and inflate your ego, if you profit off of my name while calling me a liar, then be prepared to stand behind your accusations. Because in the old world, men didn't hide behind anything. When they spoke against someone, they had to speak it with their whole being. And if you're going to speak against me, then use the same courage that it took for me to say those truths.